Hello, Capricorn. This is for you, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign people. We have a December 2025 horoscope reading for you here. And over the next 25 to 30 minutes, we're going to break it down week by week. You are going to experience yourself this month as having some unexpected surprises regarding love and romance, but also feeling like for the first half of the month, you are really wanting to lay low, and you're not even going to really turn on until we get to the second half of the month. You might say that it would be a good time to take a pre-Christmas vacation, or just to understand that your inner life, your quietude, and your inner work will be a priority. But as we get to that second half of December, it's like somebody lights you up and you are on your way. Things are going to happen. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lori Lothy, and we are using Western tropical zodiac whole sign houses and all those fixed stars and minor asteroids that I throw into the mix. If you're new here as well and you don't know anything about what I'm up to, I've just created a join button. You can join my membership. Check it below, see what you get for the perks of my channel membership. And what else can I tell you? My 2026 All Signs bundle has been selling throughout the entire month of November. But if you missed the December 1st deadline to get the pre-sale price for that content, which is 12 videos times 2+ hours and a guidebook for the year ahead, you can still get it at a discount, but not as great. It's a $55 December pricing. On January 1st, it goes to $66. And your individual all signs will be available in December if you don't want to buy the bundle, but it's much more cost effective because the bundle is like a great stocking stuffer you can share with friends and family. All that information is in my description box below. And it is my yearly fundraiser for my business, for equipment and a scholarship fund for students and more. So it has a good meaning. It's here to help people come to see me, take classes, and have readings with me. And I forgot to turn my light out back there. You can see my dish, my back that's my laundry back there. Sorry about the blurry screen. My camera this is a damaged MacBook Pro camera. My MacBook Air, my MacBook Pro is getting fixed right now. I had a problem. So you'll have to deal with the blur. Let's get going. Let's break down your sign and let's get going on the month ahead. It's not a lot of stuff happening in December, but I think one of the things we're going to realize is that we're moving forward, because we had like serious retrogradation problem in the month of November with literally 5 planets retrograde: Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury. As we go into this month ahead, when by the time Neptune goes direct on December 10th, we end up with only retrogradations left of Jupiter and Uranus, and it will feel therefore in December, especially after the 10th of the month, like there's a new momentum. There's a new energy that's sort of slow down, stagnate, wait and see energy has gone away. Saturn went direct, by the way, November 26th, 27th, and that also contributes to that momentum. So there's more momentum, and you're ruled by Saturn. Saturn's the lord of you and Aquarius. So you moving forward after 4 months of wait and see stagnation began to appear at the end of November, and you carry that forward into the month of December. We're going to break it down month by month. So let's get started week by week. December the 1st to about the 5th, we're still finishing up the very last of this amazing energy. We have a glorious Jupiter and Saturn flow called a trine. This was playing out all through November. However, at that time in November, Saturn, the lord of your sign, was retrograde, and you didn't really feel so great about the whole thing. But what it might have looked like for some Capricorns is there was a relationship story over here, some significant other, business partner, love partner, or whatever. And it was kind of trying to get moving forward, but Saturn, the lord of your sign, was retrograde. So retrograde Saturn until about the 26th, 7th of November meant that nothing was really going anywhere, although you were certainly trying hard. Or you and your marriage partner were working something out and you wanted to see the rewards of all that hard work. And some of that might have been travel plans with you and a significant other, or if it's just a romance, travel to see each other. And that stuff was stagnating as well. So situations with a sibling, one younger and 3 older, could have been really grinding through the month of November, not getting the results you wanted. Well, good news. You're now getting the results you need or want. Jupiter retrograde, though, is an interesting one in your 7th house for that first 5 days of the month. Could mean also that some former long-term committed love people from your past are returning to you. And you're getting in touch, and there's some movement, maybe to meet them, travel to meet them. You're going to connect with them. You're going to do more communicating with someone from your past. And that's very classic Jupiter trine Saturn in this regard. And you might end up traveling back just to visit a former relationship partner, or they could visit you or something like that. Now, on December 1st to the 3rd, Venus sextiles Pluto. Venus is very powerful when she's hooked up to Pluto here, but it's very strangely in your 12th house, which is very unconscious or offside. If it is, you make money online through borderless income, digital revenue, straight PayPal, Stripe accounts. And this is fabuloso. This is going to bring you an incredible opportunity to increase your revenue. And you might find yourself moving into new levels of financial success. Or if you want to work for an international company or be hired by a company from or someone from another country, this could also bring you a new opportunity professionally. Venus in the 12th house is very much about pleasure alone, pleasure in solitude, or pleasure through travel to distant shores and international places. Now, if you're going to do that, Pluto would also say it's transformative, it's powerful, and it's life-changing travel. That's a possibility. And with the South Node in your 9th house, you'll travel to a far off land or shore, but you've probably traveled there before. It's not the first time, whether it is for business or Venus might say for love. She rules your house of romantic love. So travel for romantic love is another consideration for you that you might be planning or even taking. One of the two around December 1st to the 3rd. It's also ideal for getting a handle on any substance abuse or addictions and being able to overpower that quite effectively by simply quitting. Now, on December 4th, a full moon happens at 13 degrees of Gemini. Gemini is a house of health matters. It's also work. It's also matters to do with pets and rental property. So a full moon completes a new moon that started back in February, March, around that time, indicating that you're now going to fulfill that job situation, that health turnaround, that pet that you always wanted, that rental property you thought you might get. Now you're going to fulfill and actualize something there. This is a full moon that also could open up a door regarding a dating opportunity. This could also open up a door because of Venus on the other side, right, of a rental property that you truly love, but it might be in a distant shore or far off land or far from where you live. Like, far off land. Like if I live in California, believe me, New York City is a far off place. So there's that vibe going on of a opportunity to rent some property or consider a property rental. And we're going to feel that on December 4th when the moon is in its fullness in this 6th house. The December 4th moon can show you that what I said might be true over the course of 6 weeks. If you're looking for a job, Venus witnesses the moon and rules your 10th house. You could get a job opportunity from backroom deals and negotiations, or some person in a place far off and far away offering you a job, and you might have to even relocate for that job, for example. As we move into December the 5th to the 7th, Mercury will trine Jupiter. Mercury and Jupiter together are kind of good news, basically. And this is Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, which is your 11th house of good spirit, which is also a lucky house, trining Jupiter in your house of committed love, long-term relationship, business partners, allies, a sibling 3 older than you. So you could have communication that's quite exciting and positive from a sibling 3 older than you, from a former long-term relationship partner, Jupiter's retrograde. You might connect with a spiritual teacher or guru under this energy as well. Mercury's in a water trine, as you can see, that flows down to Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter's connecting as well. This brings ease, flow, grace, luck towards all the endeavors of the following areas: travel, love, relationship, friends, siblings, 1 older and 2 older and 1 younger, and positive developments in all of those areas of your life at the time of roughly December 5th to the 7th. Now, the next week, which is the 7th to the 14th, has a lot going on. So let's buckle up. Mercury begins the month on the 7th to the 9th. And he happens to, after having flowed to Jupiter, he tightens the space with Saturn. So there's no way you can disconnect it. Mercury's the messenger. Look for emails, phone calls, texts from friends, allies, benefactors, siblings, sibling older, maybe sibling younger, sibling 3 younger. These are all older, 3 older. Anyway, so Mercury first says, okay, golden communication opportunity, positive developments, right? He did that 5th to the 7th. And the 7th to the 9th, The 7th to the 9th, Mercury hits up Saturn. Saturn just makes it real, concretizes it. Saturn directs since November the 26th. You finally know what you want. You're going to get it. And it's not going to be so hard. And like, it's not going to be so wishy-washy. Saturn retrograde for you guys, me too, I'm Aquarius rising. It's not that he's wishy-washy. He's just not the guy who wants to build the structure. Right. He might want to look at maintenance routines. Right. Now he's going to go back and build the structures that are needed in your life. This is career profitability structures. This is structures around committed love and relationship. This is structures around local neighborhood and travel. Given Mercury is the ruler of your 6th house, it definitely can involve new work opportunities. And he also rules the house of rentals. It can involve new rental opportunities, but that it might involve a relationship rather than just a rental for no good reason. Keep that in mind. On December 8th and 9th, Mars squares Saturn, which is frustration, hitting a wall, feeling stuck, needing to bust through something. Mars is all fired up in the sign of Sagittarius, where he's very much shooting his arrows, squaring Saturn, and Saturn is your planetary powerhouse. Saturn is wanting to make things solid and realistic and lasting or enduring. When it comes to matters of the 3rd house, writing, communicating, marketing, selling, teaching, learning, and traveling. Sibling 1 younger, extended aunts, uncles, cousins, stern, solid, sober, and realistic choices, decisions, and actions, Mars, being made at this time by you. You're making the hard decisions. You're being effective in doing so, but it might feel a bit frustrating or a bit forced, December 8th and 9th. Given this kind of a sky with Mars ruling your 4th house, and that's where Chiron is, I would guess for some of you, it's going to be a hard decision to relocate your home, to make the choice to do that, even though you're not sure where and when. And you probably won't know where and when and for sure until you get Mercury into your 12th house. And that is not going to occur until December 12th. So be patient. We're only on December 6th. But if you make a decision regarding a move, you'll figure out where to move to more likely after December the 12th through to the end of the month. You could find yourself having to deal with a hospital situation with an extended family member, any siblings, and or maybe some extended families, uncles, cousins, and somebody in a hospital setting. And that Mars is, maybe they've had an injury, an accident, a cardiovascular event. And then you're, especially with the sun there, and you're called into that setting to deal with that situation. So I'm just giving you a heads up. That is definitely a possibility for some of you. Nothing you can do about that. That's your soul's path, December 8th and 9th. On December 10th and 11th, we're going to see Mercury opposite Uranus. We can basically say the word surprise. And you felt the same very energy on November the 19th, exactly the same. This is back again because of a retrograde. So Mercury opposite Uranus is a shocking surprise development regarding one of your children, such as they're pregnant, for example. That could happen with the South Node in the house of grandchildren, or a surprising development regarding your romantic life. And you didn't see, because the same surprising energy played out on November 19th. I mean, fool me once, fool me twice. But anyway, this is November 19th and again, back again here. So you tell me what happens when you get to round 2. I kind of think it could be very much a story because there was a new moon here, November 19th, a fresh beginning, that this is readdressing that energy, bringing it back to your attention. And so you're going to pay attention to how November 19th and the couple of weeks after feels like a redo around this time. And the actual opposition is here, okay, which is around December 10th, give or take a day or two on either side. There is a wedge being formed to Saturn, the Lord of your sign, and Neptune. So it could also involve an unexpected change of unexpected travel opportunity connected to a friend, a sibling, or one of your children, or a romantic situation, a romantic partner situation. All right. And it's kind of like, oh, that's unexpected. Didn't see that coming. The other side of it is winning money in a lottery ticket. Lottery wins and windfalls are activated in houses 11 and 5. Jupiter blesses you from the 7th. You could win some money that stabilizes your financial portfolio. It might just be a little bit of a scratch and win. You won $100, but still, you could buy a lottery ticket near December the 10th for sure. 10th, 11th, on. December 13th, 14th, into the 15th. All right. 13th, 14th, and 15th, Mars will square Neptune. And Mars already squared Saturn, right? You saw that happen already. And then Neptune's a little further along. So it's really the same story in two parts. I want you to think of like December 8th and 9th. You need to make a critical, realistic, hard decision, or someone is in a hospital setting. The next development, Neptune, same story, 13th, 14th, 15th of the month. Neptune is what is illusory and what we're deluded about, which we have rose-colored glasses and aren't seeing straight. And as Mars is squaring it, anything that you had an illusion about, any situation you've been confused about or uncertain will become clear, and you will know. You'll have the fog removed. You'll see through the windshield and it's defogged up and you know what to do. Because Venus is still in that 12th house with Mars and the Sun. Again, it could also be about a romance and clearing your illusions about a romantic situation or about a career situation, because Venus rules your career. So there's those two things going on as well at the very, very same time. Trust the process of the fog defogging. Saturn is sitting with Neptune, and whatever clarity you get will be reliable. It's like you'll get reliable data at this time, okay? You'll know what's true and real at this time. Mars is very sleuthy and likes to dig under the surface in any circumstance. So it's almost like an investigative energy with Mercury also in the 12th house, reveals something to you in some way. Now, Mercury is moving into Sag, not his happiest sign, but we need to talk about it. This is why I told you you're going to want to lay low for some of the month. You know, Mercury moves into Sagittarius on December the 12th. And he's going to join Venus, the Sun, and Mars. The whole combination energetically around the 12th of the month through to about the 15th, those 3 days, would probably invite some of you to travel to some far off distant shore. And I bet you some of you will be then traveling somewhere. But there's also something you're not knowing or understanding because Mercury's not in great shape. And so while you're traveling, pay attention to your dreams with Mercury here, but while you're traveling, you might have more clarity emerge from that trip. And again, it could be clarity around job opportunities and career matters, clarity around romantic love matters. Okay. And that, again, time frame for that travel and clarity energy is December the 12th to the 15th. So December 14th to the 21st is a difficult week for the whole world. We have a moon coming up that week. We'll get to that, but we have nothing but square energy playing out. And squares feel gritty, like sand in your eye, you know what I mean? Or a pebble in your shoe. And they really force your hand to make a choice or decision, even if you're not in the mood. And therefore, Sun squares Saturn in that third week. It begins to be evident to you around the 15th, 16th, and 17th that something's got to give here between travel, local neighborhood, communications and writing, marketing, selling, digital and local neighborhood at energy, siblings as well. Crunchy square, something's got to give, something has to happen. 12th house can be hospitals, 12th house can be isolation, 12th house can be foreign travel. Venus is the exaltation lord of Pisces, and she's the lord of your romantic house. There may be some hard, realistic turning points in long-term or short-term love stories going on at this time, or major career decisions that would require you to move your home for a career opportunity, for example. December 16th and 17th is very tight. And then on the 20th and the 21st, we see the Sun squaring Neptune. Again, just like we cleared the fog with Mars, you're going to be able to make decisions with clarity, but they're not always easy decisions to make. Sometimes when the fog clears, we liked the fog. It was beautiful and it was mystical. And now we have to look at hardcore reality. The Sun is the ruler of your house of investments, stock markets, inheritance monies, and therefore some of you could be coming into an inheritance. The likelihood of an inheritance in this chart could come from anywhere, but it may come from a sibling. Now, you will also notice that on the 19th of the month, we get this lunation coming up. But before we do that, take a look at what Venus is doing. Venus is the goddess of love, and she squares Saturn. We code that in money. Money is hard and love is hard. Money is hard and love is hard. Saturn's your ruler. He takes care of you. He sextiles you. He's trying to make it work out. And I want to say for you, go back in time, just track with me. I want you to put this date on your calendar. Something pivotal will happen here on December 10th or 11th when Venus squares the nodes of fate regarding career and regarding love stories. It's going to be a fated, destined turning point. Okay, you need to pay attention. But back to where we were, which is December 20th and 21st. Sun squares Neptune, Venus squares Saturn. Love is hard. Money is hard. Career is hard. Something is determinedly needing some gritty sand in your eyeball, pebble in your foot, decisions, actions, and focus points. Capricorn is a new place for Mars to head into on December 15th, 16th, time zone dependent. And you're going to love it. You're going to love it because he makes you actively decisive. You are on your A game. You'll climb any mountain to succeed. You are moving out of isolation into action to choose where you live, to choose who you're with, to choose what you want to do in your career, to choose what you want to do with your children. You have an amazing superpower activating you from December 15th to January 23rd, exalted Mars in your sign. You're on your A game here, and he flows to the Lord of your sign, Saturn. So this is one of the better times of your life, and it's 30 years rare. So take advantage of it. You know that when you make a decision, you're making the right one, and the actions you take are guided. So this is your time, December the 15th to January the 23rd. On the 19th of the month, we get a lunation at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. 28 Sagittarius is coming up, and it's going to be back in the isolation chamber here of time alone, hospitals, prisons, foreign travel to distant shores, ashrams, whatever. You're going to want that alone time, or you're going to make those decisions that you need to make from a very deep place within you, because there's a lot of energy of squares throughout the 14th to the 21st. So on the 19th, it's like, okay, I'll go for it. New beginning, fresh start, ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter's in the long-term relationship house. This is far off foreign lands and shores. You might begin to get into a new relationship, and you might make some determinations far off foreign shores and lands that you require that relationship to work, whether there's geographical separation or not. And you might have some relocation or travel opportunities over the course of the next while to consolidate something there. New beginnings and fresh starts, new moon on December 19th. We'll show you what it's about in the 2 weeks that follow, but takes about a year and 6 months to fully flesh itself out. Okay, to show you everything it has to give you. The new moon is trining Chiron in the 4th house. For some of you, if you've been wounded about where you live, you will be healing that wound, but you're likely not going to move to the house next door. You're probably going to move to another province, another state, or another country. Now, the moon is also the ruler of your relationship house, right, where Jupiter's sitting. So again, it's like a kind of vibe for you that there's a major change in relationship after deep consideration. And with Jupiter retrograde, the old relationships from your past may be coming back for consideration. And it's entirely possible with Jupiter trining Chiron here at the same time around the 19th, this moon might help you conceive basically a reconnection to an old relationship. I've seen stranger things, honestly. It happens to be, a possibility, not a probability, a possibility. All right. Finally, the last week of the month, Venus will square Neptune. Venus squaring Neptune, well, it's again, what delusions and illusions could have been unrealistic, and what does Venus want you to do? Clear it up. December 21, 22, 23, take a look at what Venus is up to. She's following everybody's suit, right? Mars did it, then the sun did it, the moon did it. Oh my God, everyone's doing this to you. Venus squares the illusory fog bank of your rose-colored glasses. So 22nd, it's active, 23rd, it's active, 24th, it's active as you approach Christmas holidays. And so if you have any last unrealistic expectations or regarding love and romance, regarding sex and romance, regarding travel, regarding career or work opportunities, then you're going to finally know what's real and true and make decisions about those matters. And Venus then crosses into Capricorn. And I can only tell you, with Mars exalted here, and January is a big deal for you. Mars will reset there in the heart of the sun. You have to watch my January video. It's going to be game changing for Capricorns. And so will Venus set in the heart of the sun, so will Mars in January. But Venus here with Mars and the sun is simply this. You are executive capacity, commander-in-chief of your life in a way you haven't seen for 30 years. Venus wants you to find the good things in life, the finances that you need, the money that you need, the love that you deserve. She's working it for you the best she can, the career that you deserve, the romance you deserve. Mars is the decisions and actions, and the sun is shining on you. The only downside of the sun through Capricorn is sometimes it feels like you're under a Klieg light or under the sun in the high Sahara Desert. So take time to rest, take time to nurture your body, right? That kind of thing, because sun with Mars could injure you, right? So be careful, especially a bony injury, like breaking a bone, especially bones, okay? So be careful here for injuring yourself under this particular sky that will be very dominating your story all through the last week of December into January. And then the next thing that happens is Mercury will square Neptune. Mercury will square Neptune. Mercury will square Neptune. Mercury will square Neptune. No big deal, but it takes cue from December 8th. What is going on December 8th was Mars squared Neptune. And then we have Mercury following up. So you may be able to connect two stories together. What happened December 8th and 9th is going to finally be signed on the dotted line or communicated or contractually agreed to or something like that. Sorry. Okay, just trust me. So this Mercury on December 30th squares Neptune. So that's where you need to say, what was going on back then? He squares Saturn and he squares Neptune. So Saturn, Neptune, both of them. So I want you to go back and think about what was going on around December 8th and 9th. It could be making a concrete decision regarding a travel situation, a concrete decision regarding a neighborhood change, a concrete choice or decision regarding a sibling matter, and a contractual agreement or a conversation about these things. If it involves travel, Mercury is like booking the ticket. So you might be booking a travel ticket at this time, right? That could be actually getting the ticket, setting it in motion, getting it going, because this is a travel house. That's what I got for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And check out my All Signs bundle and check out everything else. I can't stand how dark and blurry it is, but I'm going to just deal with it. And I can't wait till my MacBook Pro is back with its brand new keyboard because I tipped over my drink on my keyboard. Yes, with my elbow. Live and learn. Ciao, guys. Water trines. Have a great month.